All right, this video focuses on some of the debate differences between the House and the Senate. So, in the House of Representatives, because they have so many people, it's a lot stricter in terms of the rules for debate. Bottom line is there are strict time limits on how much each individual member of the House of Reps, because there's 435 of them, are allowed to argue about potential bills, and they have to stay on topic. They can't just ramble on about non-related stuff that isn't being debated on at the moment. The Senate's very different. There are definitely less rules on debate because they have less members. There's only 100 senators. So there is something in the debate, one of the wackier parts of our government, called the filibuster. This is the process of like what's called talking a bill to death. So basically, what this means is whatever party is the minority party, there's less of you than the other party. You basically prevent the majority party from voting on a bill by simply talking. Like you're not going to allow them to actually vote because you won't give up the floor to allow them to actually call for a vote. The only way that you can stop a filibuster is to vote for what's called cloture, which is getting 60 senators to agree to stop the filibuster and to call for an actual vote, right? So you can't do this in the House because there's such strict rules, but you can do this in the Senate. So the filibuster is a major reason why Congress isn't passing as many laws as they used to. So the 119th Congress, right? This is the party breakdown of the Senate. It's going to be 53 Republicans and 47 Democrats. So that's enough for the Republicans to pass laws because you just need 51 and they have 53. So they have the majority. But what the Democrats can do is they can filibuster, right? They can prevent the Republicans from voting on laws that they should be able to easily pass. Because in order to be filibuster proof, you need at least 60, right? So they don't have that. So the Democrats could potentially filibuster laws and prevent the majority party, the Republicans, from approving that. So there are some ridiculous rules of the filibuster. Whenever a senator is attempting to cause this delay, you can't leave the Senate floor. You can't sit down while you're talking. You're only allowed to eat hard candy from the Senate candy desk. It's ridiculous. You can drink water and milk. You are not permitted to go to the bathroom. You do not have to stay on topic. You can talk about anything you want, and you're allowed to take questions from your fellow senators to give your voice a little bit of a break. The record filibuster in our country's history is Strom Thurmond from North Carolina, who in 1957 spoke for 24 hours straight and prevented the Civil Rights Act of 1957 from being passed, which would have extended much needed rights to African Americans at the time period. And he basically filled up 24 hours of straight talking and preventing this vote by literally just reading pages from the phone book. As you can see, him holding these things in his hand, literally just read random people's names, phone numbers, addresses, just to prevent a vote. And the filibuster was originally included in the rules of the Senate, basically to prevent the minority party from being like dominated by the majority party, right? Like, but this was only supposed to be used in really desperate, dire circumstances. And you can see for most of our country's history, filibusters weren't used very often. But then we get into modern times, and this is definitely used by the minority party just to prevent the majority party from doing anything. You can see how much more frequently it's used in modern times. And again, this graph just shows you some of the more recent Senates, how frequently these filibusters occur now, just because the minority party doesn't want to let the majority party basically have their way, right? So again, this is pretty significant. The filibuster is another major reason why Congress is not passing a whole lot of laws.